Hello again, and I'm Joey Petzel alongside with me, Matt Turek.
What's up?
Along to my right is Brendan Pick. We are going to be live streaming here the step finals, as we can say the quarterfinals now, between the number 4 seed and the number 3 seed. Number 4 seed being AJ Johnson, number 3 seed being Ben Pallardy, who you see right now up on lane 5, getting ready to start off the match. Comes up and gets a 7 out to start off this game.
Looked like a pretty good shot.
It's an interesting match. Looking back at both of these bowlers, each of them lost their first match. AJ losing the first match 234 to 190, Ben losing 196 to 170, but both of them bounced back as Ben Pallardy shoots a 202, beating his opponent by over 20. And AJ Johnson shooting a 230 over his partner, who shot 170. So they both advanced from the last game, pulling out a big game. Here's AJ's shot on 6, dead flush.
Yeah, and AJ made a ball change from relatively strong stuff. I know he started the day with the zero gravity, and he's kind of worked his way down. And you kind of saw in that second game of the last match, he picked up this wrecker, and it's looking like it's working pretty well for him.
Well, from what he did down on the end pair, looked like his first game, he looked like he tried playing more parallel, like more up the ditch, and the ball wasn't reading. And now he made this ball change, got left, and now he's letting the ball do the work instead of forcing it like through the lane. That one goes Brooklyn, leaving a 5-pin. Didn't look like he really liked that one off his hand.
No, it kind of just grabbed it, but that's also characteristic of where he's playing on the lane. I think that's why we're seeing so many Brooklyns today is when they get left, they're not just freewheeling it out to the right and letting it come back. Ben's success and other players who have gotten left success has come from moving left, but also playing tight, keeping that parallel look and that trap of the pocket without giving it away. So if you tug it or you grab it at all at the bottom, its only reaction is to go Brooklyn.
As he converts the 5-pin, for a second I thought I was going to miss that, but maybe it's just from the angle that I'm sitting at here.
Oh, I'm sure he'll turn around and say, no doubt, no doubt.
That's how I feel like every time I convert my spare, even though I feel like I might miss it. Coming up here on lane 6 is Ben Pallardy, the two-hander from Lindenwood University. He's a freshman from Kentucky.
Yeah, and I remember seeing a little bit about Ben. I know early in the season he was actually a winner at one of his very first college tournaments.
Indeed, he was. The first tournament he comes out and wins.
Welcome to college bowling, folks. Welcome to college.
I bowled 4 years, and the best I did was second place. And this kid comes out the first tournament and wins it.
Yeah. Here in the booth, we're not bitter at all.
Well, coming up a little light, leaving the bucket. Now it's time for him to come back, regroup, spare this, and just to say even with the match, as instead of this time it being a 2-game roll-off, it is just 1 game. High score will advance. And easily converts the spare.
I'm always interested to see how people shoot the bucket, and I find it a little bizarre that the two-hander shot the bucket straight, but there was absolutely no problems there.
Yeah. Guess he's going to come up now in lane 5, see if he makes a little adjustment, or maybe if it was just lane 6 not really reading up on him. That one looks a little in, as indeed it was, leaving the 3-6-10. For the conversion.
A hard way.
And he gets it, yeah. He almost actually tripped out almost didn't trip out the 10-pin.
Yeah, I think Austin Audie helped him on that spare. I think he walked back here and talked to him about how to pay it.
As here comes AJ Johnson up on lane 6.
That looks good.
That looks very good.
Oh.
Wow.
I would
He
have felt
break on the
terrible.
10 pin.
I would have been I'll take that 7-pin over the 7-10 any day. Maybe if I could just get carried like that, though. But whenever that happens.
I will take the pocket hit and be happy.
And he easily converts the 7-pin. So it's 39 to 37. AJ Johnson has the 2-pin lead.
3 frames in, 7 to go.
The winner of this will be bowling Kyle Sherman on lanes 7 and 8. And I don't think it matters whoever advances from here. That next match is going to be a good one. Actually, all these matches are going to be pretty good. Now, when you bowl roll off and you're ahead, what's going through your mind like to try to keep yourself calm and collective?
When I was taught to bowl in a roll-off or a pressure situation, it was, 2 big pieces of advice. One was to just pretend like you're not really bowling anyone and you just try to throw the best shot possible. Or if you're into the pressure, you're into bowling against them, always bowl like you have something to make up. Even if you're the one in the lead, try to catch up. It really depends on how you handle pressure, and that's something you have to deal with yourself. I know some people they want to pretend like they're not even there. You see that with the pros sometimes. They're in the back seat, they're in the back chair, their eyes closed, looking down. They don't really care what the other guy's doing. And some of them, feed off of it. They fuel it. I think AJ is one of those guys where whatever his opponent does, he wants to get up there and
Get it right back
on him. Yeah.
AJ is one of the guys. I actually got the privilege to bowl with this kid in high school, and even collegiate-wise, and even in high school, and he still does it to this day. He lets his emotions show, and what I mean by that is when he strikes, he'll get loud, and that's I actually like about a bowler because it just shows you, for me, it just shows you how much they love the game, and then I enjoy it because when they do it, they keep it up, and then the guy that he bowls against usually tries to find a way to answer right back and does the same thing. So that's when these matches get heated.
And see, I like that a lot, but I also like the other side where you're that silent assassin. You throw your shot, you post it for
Something
10
like what
minutes if you have.
Don Barrett does.
Oh yeah, just
Is
Ben
this
needs
coming
it
a
to
little light?
recover.
Leaving the 2, 4, 7, 8.
Count on a spare is going to hurt a little bit, but
I always feel like something like this is a harder spare, especially for me. Even though it's even harder when to me it's on the right, when you're shooting the 3, 6, 9, 10, because there's always the possibility of not getting the 9-pin or even possibly just chopping off the 3, 9.
yeah, I'm going to go out on a ledge here and say he gets it though.
I think he will, especially with it being on the left side. This looks pretty close.
Oh,
As he misses the 8-pin.
that is a very choppable spare, and sure enough.
So definitely gonna have to bounce back off that last shot. And from the way his shots are, he went strike, light, high, light.
Yeah,
This is when you start getting in your own head.
and not only that, when he misses, he's not leaving easy spares. So far, he's converted 2 of the 3, but they've been multiple pin, very choppable, and let's see what he does here. See, even
Better.
that one.
That was a better shot coming just a little bit high, leaving the 4-pin. Now the main goal is to just bounce back in, come out, and win. Well, that's
Yeah,
what everyone.
winning,
That's
yeah.
what everyone's mind is. But the bounce back on the spare, and try to see if he can at least put a double up to try
Yeah.
to get himself back into this game.
It's certainly still early. He's currently only down 16 pinned with a spare here, and AJ will look to step up and strike and turn that 16 into 26. But for the time being, Ben is very much still in the match.
And like I said, I'm calling it earlier. I called it earlier. The people who are going to make the final, I said it happened in the handicap. People who wear white pants are making it to the finals.
He did mention the magical qualities. So this is our shameless plug for any white pant company out there that would like to join our program here at the MJTs.
Put a little MJT logo on there.
AJ steps up on 6.
Oh, that was a good shot. Now here's going to be the interesting thing is that he's come up high both times on lane 5, his last 2 shots. So now, do you think it's because he's tugging it, or is it from what you were saying earlier how it's probably because of how much like the hole and the friction?
Yeah, the first shot he definitely tugged, the Brooklyn 5-pin. But all in all, when between Ben and AJ shots, it looks like 5 is reading a little earlier. If Ben's 2 shots, the 3, 6, 10, and the high 4-pin, along with AJ's back-to-back high shots on lane 5, it might be a little bit of both.
So AJ steps up on 5, try to put a double up on the board. I didn't hear that one hit.
Oh,
Goes Brooklyn.
6-pin forward.
I don't even know if I'd call that a Brooklyn.
What did Mike Flanagan call that?
I have no idea.
Well, I can't say it.
We'll just call that a Flanagan.
I like to call it the Dirty Scotsman.
The Dirty Scotsman.
But he's got a different name for it.
Yeah, I just call that Lady Luck.
I like the Flanagan, though.
The Flanagan. And here comes Pallardy up on 6 trying to get back into this match.
Oh, that looks pretty good.
That looks good. He does 10 to the pit.
And it looked like he straightened it up there a little bit. On 6, he just hadn't quite gotten the reaction he wanted. Now on 5, he's going to have to try to figure out a way to get it through the front part of the lane.
It was an interesting move. And I wonder if he picked up on what we were saying. Because like you said, he did make a move right on lane 6. Now, here's the main question. Is 5 that it keeps coming up a high? And AJ made that move. It still came a little high, but he got the carry. But now is Ben going to realize that he's going to have to get left of that?
Well, and it's not only coming up high on that lane, it's coming up high early. So
Yeah.
it's not necessarily a simplistic move. It's because if you move too far left, you're going to get the same ball reaction you had on 6 where it goes through it and then it just keeps going.
Yeah. So coming up high again, leaving a 6-pin. Now, I feel like if that was something with me, if I realized, I don't know if I would make the right choice, but I would try to loft the heads. Since if it's jumping that early, I would try to get the ball farther out down the lane to see if it would pick up later. Do you think, what would you consider doing something like this?
I'm always a big fan of loft. If loft is in your game and you feel like you can do it accurately, the troubles with loft is that to loft at all, you have to grab the ball, and anytime you grab the ball, you're putting muscles involved that weren't priorly involved, and that increases your risk of making an errant shot. So, but these two players, two-handers are normally pretty good at lofting, and I've seen AJ loft both gutter caps. So if it comes down to that, we know they have it in their bag of tricks.
So AJ gets that one right, leaving the 2-4, the 1-2-4-6-10.
And see, this is just a tricky pair of lanes, because on 6, if you get it, it's going through the point that they can't get it through on 5, but then it won't recover, and on 5, they just can't get it through the early part of the lane.
Now, see, I think my thing is that if you trace it, it should be an automatic spare.
I'm okay with that.
Here comes the spare conversion. Only takes off 3. So a crucial open in the 7th gives them a 129.
Makes this a 7-pin
It's going to make it a
match.
7-pin match. Like, yeah. That's if Pallardy comes back with a strike.
And see, I like Ben's move on 6. He kind of squared up, moved right, and he has so much power with that two-handed delivery that even though you can see it sliding through the mid lane, but even then he gets it to flip over at the end just enough.
Yeah. I just feel like 5 has been the crucial lane, especially for this match.
I really think you're going to see this one just a little bit aloft. Now that you mentioned it, I really do.
Yeah.
Or I was completely wrong, and he...
Oh. 7-pin. It looked like he did move left.
Yeah.
It's just... Where's the carry? Happened when he got that Flanagan.
Mike, if you ever watch this, you're welcome for naming a shot after you.
Yes.
AJ steps up for the 7-pin. Easily converts to 7.
All right, so somewhere between a pocket and a Brooklyn now, forever in MJT history, will have to be referred to as a Flanagan.
No, I was thinking like the 6-pin forward would be a Flanagan.
A 6-pin forward
Yeah.
with Flanagan. All right. And
I don't know if he'll like that. He is the director of marketing at Store and Bowling Products.
Yeah,
That might be
kinda
trademarked.
important. I knew him back when he worked in my home center.
Yeah, oh yeah. Where was that at?
I gotta
At
keep
Four
him-
Seasons?
No,
Or
Crest.
Crest.
Back in Crest.
I worked at Crest.
I didn't.
I remember you.
2 years.
Pallardy comes up with a strike, making it a 7-pin game. Yeah, I never bowled it. I never worked at Crest. I only bowled the 9 pins there.
It was exciting.
I never did good.
Yeah, Mike was actually one of the first ones to introduce me to sport. He commentated and live streamed my senior year of high school, and he was kind of joking at me because he was like, "Oh yeah, you bowled so good, but how would you have done on a sport shot?" After I shot a 240 the first game, so then I put up a 780.
Oh, there you go.
And this
Ben's
is a
trying to throw
crucial.
double.
Oh,
Goes
is he
through
gonna
it.
roll it?
And he carries it.
Wow.
That's not a Flanagan, but
That's not a Flanagan.
That's a rolling
that's
Flanagan.
a heck of a double. That is a heck of a double.
That is a rolling Flanagan. A big double to put up in the 9th frame there. Now, AJ needs to at least put a strike up. And I don't know, I'm going to have to at least say he's got to at least get 3 in a row right now. So he needs this one and at least a double in the 10th to put the pressure on Ben.
Huge break by Ben in the 9th.
That was
Oh.
a good shot,
That
getting
was a
them all
great
out.
shot.
AJ wrecks the 5-7 with that roto grip wrecker.
Now, you know, it's just, even from his last shot, you got to think that 7-pin. That 7-pin could be the difference.
But when you're in his situation, you can't afford to look back 2 frames and say, "Oh, that cost me."
Yeah.
You got to move on.
Time to move on and see what happens. He's going to take a
Take a
re-rack.
re-rack.
Compose himself, slow down. He knows what he needs to do here.
He's definitely the one guy that can step up when he needs to, and I think this is exactly what he's doing. He's taking the time, getting the composure, and he's going to make one shot at a time and really put the pressure on Ben going into the 10th. As he gets sets up.
Really needs this hit, folks. Oh,
He really yammed on it going Brooklyn, leaving the 6-pin. But I think that's what you were talking about. That's when you start grabbing it, and that's when it's going to read that friction early, and it's going to make that read.
see, at this point, he's going to run it in, throw the best shot he can, and unfortunately sit back and watch Ben and play the what if I did this, what if I did that game.
But he converts the spare. If he strikes here, it's 189. The only way AJ could really win is if Pallardy comes up in the 10th and splits. So he comes up and gets all 10 in the back. So 189 for AJ Johnson to finish off this game, as Ben Pallardy has a chance to win this, depending on how his first shot goes.
I know Ben really just wants to step up and strike and put the nail in the coffin, as they say.
Oh, this one's left. And he goes Brooklyn.
Philip Meyer is in the building.
He's got the Philip Meyer carry. And he's giving us the thumbs up for it.
And 8 pins and 2 shots will be, well, not even. Just good
4
count
pins.
here. Yeah.
Just 4 pins is all it needed. So AJ Johnson's going to finish 4th, getting $75 back. Still not bad, making the money back.
Yeah, AJ's pretty good. I think he'll recover from that one.
It's okay. He's saving it all for sectionals and nationals coming up.
Singles on Friday, yeah. No biggie.
As Palardy comes up for the 10 pin. And he misses it, but it doesn't matter. Ben Palardy would advance with a score of 200 to A.J. Johnson, 191. Coming up next is the semifinals up on 7 and 8 between Ben Palardy and the number 2 seed, Kyle Sherman.
Hey 900 Global fans, Senior Design Engineer Nick Cyphers here with another exciting new release from 900 Global. For years, our prestigious Eagle line has dominated with unbeatable performance and ball motion, but there's been something missing. Well, now it's finally landed, the Eagle Pearl. Our fan favorite S70 cover stock has a new look this time around, featuring pearl additives and a polished finish to promote more length and energy down the lane. Centered around our staple asymmetric Eagle core with a low RG of 2.48, a maxed out differential of 0.058, and a strong intermediate differential of 0.024, the Eagle Pearl will rev up fast in the mid lanes, provide 6 inches or more of track flare, and create a strong booming back end motion. The Eagle Pearl features everything bowlers have come to expect from the Eagle line: versatility and aggressive down lane motion with drive and continuation through the pins. Don't be afraid to put oil underneath the Eagle Pearl. It can handle medium to heavy lane conditions with ease and allow bowlers on typical house shots to really open up their angles, moving left and throwing right. All of our testers were able to play around third arrow or deeper with their Eagle Pearl on our Kegel Main Street test pattern. Whether you're a cranker or a stroker, the Eagle Pearl is sure to fit your game. To learn more about the Eagle Pearl and the rest of the 900 Global lineup, visit us online at 900global.com. And as always, like us on Facebook for the latest news and promotions. 900 Global. Performance tailored for your game.
I'm John Zervinsky, Rotogrip staffer. We have 3 new balls from Rotogrip: the Totally Defiant, the Deranged, and the Rumble. Are you ready to own them? Here's why you're going to love the Totally Defiant. When I threw the Totally Defiant, I just saw a ball that was clean through the fronts and really gave me some motion down the lane. Read the mids real nice, and it still just absolutely demolished the pins. And now let's have a little fun. I made a giant step left, and this Totally Defiant still owned the pattern.
Hey 900 Global fans, Senior Design Engineer Nick Cyphers.
The Disturbed was one of Rotogrip's most popular and versatile bowling balls. Here's why you're going to love the new Deranged. I'm really stoked for this new Deranged. I used the Disturbed out in Reno for Nationals, took over the All Events League. I won team trials with the Disturbed, and now I have a pearlized version. You gotta be kidding me. This is incredible. wreck the pins, wait till you throw this rumble. It's got the same amount of hook as the wrecker, but it's just going to be earlier and it's going to be more continuous shape. So when you need something that's going to be a little bit smoother, you're going to go to the rumble. Own it.
And we're back. Right now, coming up, we have the match between Ben Pallardy, the number 3 seed, versus the number 2 seed, Kyle Sherman. That will be taking place here on lanes 7 and 8. This is the semifinal match. For anyone that's just joining in, Ben Pallardy defeated AJ Johnson with a score of 200 to 190 to 189. As both of these guys get ready and prepared, 2 Linwood bowlers, it's going to be a little friendly rivalry to see who comes out and goes for the final spot.
You know, I gotta say, whenever I get the opportunity to go one-on-one, I love it when it's against guys who I'm really good friends with. I think those are some of the best matches.
Oh, yeah. Because that's when, even afterwards, it's like, hey, remember the one time when I beat you at the MJT?
Has to be.
But we know that Kyle has been in positions like this. Even last year, he was a winner at Crest Bowl for one of the MJT. So he's been in these type of situations. Ben Pallardy, though, this is his first MJT event, and he's already into the top 3. So he's got a chance to come out on top.
Well,
Beat some of the guys who have been in the positions of winning an MJT.
from what I hear, Ben likes to win the first time he ever comes into a tournament.
That's true, actually, yeah.
He shows up, he wins, he leaves. That's all you ever know.
Winner of this match will be playing Ryan Patterson, who is the number 1 seed. Finished with a grand total of 1366, so he was 166 over. Kyle Sherman was 133 over, and Ben Pallardy was 106 over. So pretty much the top 3 guys, 100 over for each of them. It's going to be a very good next couple games. And you're going to possibly see some big scores put up here, and a lot of maybe tight situations that some people might get into.
I hope it comes down to the 10th. But I would like to see one of those 600s you were talking about.
I do too. That would be nice. Put that in a roll-off. 300, 300.
Maybe one of the racks fall down on the 12th shot. Who knows?
Put that one on ESPN too.
I don't think Kyle's thrown anything but that Mastermind Genius all day.
I think he was actually throwing the LT48.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But mostly the Genius. All Brunswick, though.
All Brunswick,
All
though.
Brunswick.
I definitely like the shirt he's wearing. Maybe it's because I'm wearing the same
I
one.
have no idea why you would like that shirt, Joey.
As you can definitely see that Kyle's trying out some different shots. Get in front of the ball return on this one. Just probably see an area check.
Yeah, and practice will be finishing up here very shortly, and then we're going to get into our semifinal match. 2 matches to go here at the MJT at Frontier Lanes.
We would like to thank everyone out there that is watching the live stream event. We would say hi for however many people are watching. We're glad that you turned in. To the 22 people that are watching, thank you. Just a reminder for everyone, the next event that the MJT will be hosting is on April 13th at St. Charles Lanes. That's located on First Capitol Drive in St. Charles. $25 to reserve your spot ahead of time. It's a $50 total entry fee, $25 to reserve, $25 the day of, or you can pay it all at once. Walk-ins, it is $55. And I would definitely recommend bowling the one at St. Charles. A lot of good people work there. Collegiate-wise, Linwood, we practice there. And the owner of the place, Randy Lightfoot, really nice guy. And he's definitely going to do whatever he can to make the tournament in April pretty good. So be prepared. Sign up. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, St. Charles is definitely known well for running a lot of good events. I know they run the PFCs there. The JBC runs gateways through there, and then
The Southern Missouri Bowling
Yeah.
Tour goes
Yeah.
through there a couple times too.
and they I know they have a great little college tournament that goes through there, and they always come up with some weird and wacky and awesome format.
And it looks like we're going to get started here. Ben Pallardy is going to be going first on lane 7, so Kyle Sherman will finish this game.
Throw some letters up there first.
Yeah, might need to do that. And here we go. Match is finally on their way. For any of you that are still listening out there, our 5th place finisher was Riley Smith. He will be getting the $65. He finished with a pin total of 1637. 6th place was Austin Audie at 1615. 7th place was Armando with 1572, and in 8th place was Mick Eaton with 1570.
And Ben starts out with a shot that checks a little early on him, 3-6-9-10.
Now this is what I was talking about, making that. This is one of the hard spares, and I always feel like every time I shoot at something like this, I always throw in reactive ball because I feel like I have a chance, but I never take out the 9. That's
So you hook it, huh?
I always hook it.
Now see, there was a bowler I knew a couple of years back from Kansas City, and I watched him get this every time. Do you know his trick?
That?
They could have done that. He actually would throw back a ball. He'd throw back a ball at either the 3-6-10 or the 3-6-9-10, and got it every time.
If I could throw a backup ball, I would, but I'd probably break my wrist if I did that. Easily spare conversion here for Ben Pallardy is Kyle Sherman, number 2 seed, comes up here to start the semifinal match. And that one checks a little early on him, leaving the 3-6.
Kyle's going to 3-step here.
It's interesting to see because I felt like he was a little bit farther left when he was warming up, especially on that one in front of the ball return. Unless he apparently threw a bad shot.
I'm not sure either, but I know right here he's going to look for the 3-6 spare conversion and move on. And
As he easily converts the 3-6. I feel like definitely in this semifinals you want to start off with a strike. Well, I think everyone does, but it's the run. Like everyone wants to get that first run going, like to
Yeah.
put the 2 or the 3 in a row, to put the pressure on the guy that's following him.
And with the bracket being best 2-game total pinfall, you know, those runs aren't as important. You can always gain back time, but with this match being the best of 1 game, it's you want to get hot and you just want to keep piling it on.
It's all about who can come out pretty much the strongest at, like whoever can come out the fastest, the strongest. Not really making any sense, but I hope someone catches on to what I mean.
Got a little wide on him.
Gets that one out, leaving the 2-4-10.
Well, you know, the way we've been seeing spare conversions today, it is not out of the question.
I don't blame you, especially with how much stuff has been bouncing out of the back.
And Kyle is a pretty good spare shooter.
He is one of the best on the Lindenwood team, actually. Actually, I'm pretty sure he is the best on the team.
Looking to clip it.
Looking to clip.
Oh.
Oh, almost. Only takes 2 off.
Well, if you're going to open, now is the time to do it.
The best time to do it is in the beginning of the game, exactly. Now the best thing to do after something like that is just shake it off, come back, and get that mental focus again and be like, hey, come on, let's put a double up. Now here comes Ben Pallardy.
Looking to capitalize.
As he goes Brooklyn, leaving the 9-pin.
Oh,
That would have carried.
fast rack. We're going to have to
Fast
re-rack
rack.
it. Oh, and it stays up for him.
That's just a tease right there. So it would have fell. Rack takes it.
That's all right.
And then it just wobbles in your face. That's when you know.
He will be happy to go knock it down and teach him who's boss really quickly.
Oh, yeah. And he converts the 9-pin easily. Pallardy gets set up on lane 7 for the third frame.
Much better pitch.
Indeed, he liked it.
Much better result. I don't know if you caught that, but just throwing two different balls.
Yeah, he's throwing the melee on lane 8, and he's throwing the Mean Streak Brawler on lane 7. I'm guessing that I don't know which one is the more stronger for him, but one of the lanes, I've done this multiple times actually. I've actually shot 300 doing it, throwing two different balls. I haven't done it ever since. But Kyle Sherman getting in front of the ball return.
Looking to rebound after a open frame in the second. Trailing by 13. Hopes to chop that into 3. Oh.
Leaves the 7-pin. Beautiful shot, too.
Yes, it was. Fortunate not to leave the 7-9, but unfortunate not to strike. This shouldn't be a problem for Kyle.
As he easily converts the 7-pin. So he at least gets back on with a mark. Now it's just time to get back and put a strike on and see what Ben can answer back with. Here comes Kyle up in the 4th frame. Working off that 9 spare. Trailing 13 pins, the Ben Pallardy.
Looking to put his first strike up in the match. Oh, he liked that one.
That one was a 10-pin.
Back-to-back corner pins on opposite sides of the rack. We'll look to spare to minimize the deficit.
And he easily converts the 10-pin. Now here's a chance for Ben Pallardy to step up, put up a double on the board, and extend this lead.
takes off early on him again. He's looking like he's running into some very similar reaction problems he had in our last match.
I don't think he was expecting that one to actually check and read that early. Personally, I thought that ball was probably going to get through the heads and be a good shot, but maybe there's a little friction out there that we didn't realize, and now he's going to make that adjustment on his next shot when he comes back to lane 8.
Looks to spare it up here in the fourth to preserve his 14-pin lead.
And converts it. For a second, from the way it was coming in, I thought he was going to chop that.
Oh no, we all knew he was
we
going
knew
to
it
spare
all
it
along.
somehow. He was going to spare it somehow. Maybe kick the 3 off the left wall across and pick the 6-10, but it was going down.
He was going to do something. So now 14-pin lead for Ben Pallardy going into the 5th frame. Trying to capitalize off that 7 spare. Coming up light.
Leaving the 2-8.
Leaving the 2-8. So now the interesting thing is to try to bounce back. That's one shot that came high, your next shot you come light. And that's when for me, that's when I get in a little bit of a head case to where it's like, what do I really need to do?
You just got to watch it. It's a little offset.
And spares it.
Not a problem.
Easily converts to spares. Now Kyle's going to come up to try to put his first strike up in the game, and just to try to get himself right back into this match.
Yeah, strike here makes the deficit single digits.
And that one comes a little high, leaving the 9-pin. It didn't really sound like he liked it. Yelling at the ball.
No, it looked a little left off his hand, and it checked early, but he was fortunate enough to hold pocket. Unfortunately, however, his last 3 shots have left 3 of the 4 pins in the back row, so...
Well, let's hope he doesn't leave all of them. When you get to that point, it's like, it's kind of like, all right, let me just get it.
What do I do? Yeah.
It's like, if I get that last one, it's like, all right, you better let me punch out now. But the main goal right now is just keep marking. Strikes will come, and anything can happen in a match.
This is a spare off here at the MJT.
And he converts it. I was looking down farther on lane 12, Ryan Patterson staying warm, getting prepared for his final match. Looks like he's a little bit farther left than from where he was last time.
Trying to just fade it right of the head pin and crucially get it to flip back over.
And that one he got right back out again.
Yeah, it looks like they have to get left to avoid that early hook, but then they can't figure out how to get it off the end of the pattern the way they want.
I feel like the way I would play this, and it would, I don't know how well it would work, is I would kind of get left, and when I mean left, in between 5th and 6th arrow. And I would probably take something like my brawler or maybe a platinum ringer. But I wouldn't get it really far right. I kind of fade it in. Pretty much point it towards the 3-pin and then see what I can do from there. Because I would try it because if you get this thing right, it's not coming up. If you get it left, it's just going to jump as Kyle converts a spare. I feel like if you just fade it towards the pocket And if it starts making any moves, then just make that little adjustment. As Palardy leaves a flat 10 pin.
Still a very nice shot.
Good shot. It just didn't look like the ball
Yeah.
made the turn at the end.
Kind of overpowered it through the fronts, and then it didn't have a chance. But he kicked a few of those today, so. Spares it up to preserve his lead.
Easy spare. Into the 7th frame now. Palardy has a 15-pin lead over Kyle Sherman. Winner of that will face off against Ryan Patterson for the championship match. And that one looks a little bit tighter. 10 back.
Those last two looked very nice.
Looks like he finally found the lane.
Yeah, I think he kind of, he didn't hear you, but it certainly looked like he took what you were saying into consideration, just kind of trapping the pocket, not really giving it up, and, worst case scenario, the ball is going to hit the head pin.
Yeah. Because I've always said when it comes to getting left, don't be afraid to get left. Just don't give away the pocket. Because once you start doing that, that's when you start going to come in light, leaving the washouts and leaving some ugly stuff that you might have a hard time picking. As Kyle Sherman gets his first strike of the game.
Much needed, solid answer.
A much needed one, yes, indeed. No, a double here will definitely help, putting the pressure on Ben to answer back with a double also. Kyle Sherman looking to put the first double up in this match. This one looks better. And there's the double.
And that's exactly what he was looking for after struggling, grinding through the first 6 or so frames. He steps up and finally delivers the double.
And it's a good time to do it, especially this late into the game. Now, Palardy, on the other hand, it's not like a really must-need strike, but it's a strike that would definitely help cushion.
Yeah, you definitely want to double here. Make that strike mean more. Try to hold on to every pin that you have.
So any type of spare here will open the door a little bit for Kyle. And there goes Brooklyn taking out the 6-10.
Is that a? That's a
Flanagan. That's a Flanagan right there.
Was the 6-pin forward?
Oh,
yes, it was.
You saw it here, folks.
As Palardy comes up in the 9th, working on the double.
Looking to
This
capitalize
one's a
on the
little
break.
in though. And he does it again. Back-to-back trip 6-10s. This one wasn't forward though. That's the thing. When you do something like that though, that's just, you gotta take it and run. You can't let something like that getting ahead. You just got to come back, make a better shot. But in Kyle's situations, like, I got to answer on something like that.
I mean, but if Kyle can step up and throw quality shots here and carry, all that does is put that much more pressure on Ben.
Kyle will be able to finish the 10th frame first to add the pressure onto Ben.
This match is far from over, folks.
This
little
one's
left.
in. Kyle goes 5-pin. And converts it.
All right, so Kyle's going to need to walk up here and throw the 3 best shots of the day and give himself a chance.
$16-pin difference right now. But with Palardy working on 3 in a row going into the 10th. Kyle definitely needs to put all 3 into the pit.
And he fouls.
And there is a foul. He's going to throw a spare ball up the middle. 6 count for a 166 after that foul. 169. As Palardy's going to come up in the 8th, no, on lane 8, finish off the 10th frame.
Palardy will advance to face.
Leaving the 4-pin as he will advance.
Just runs in the single pin here.
Easily converts it. Strike here will give him the 215 as he easily defeated Kyle Sherman.
Ben's just going to finish up this clean game here. We'll win the match.
Easy A count.
215 to 166.
As Palardy will advance to the final match to play Ryan Patterson into the championship match here at Frontier Lanes on the MJT network.
Introducing the new Mastermind Genius from Brunswick. Hi, I'm Billy O, Brunswick Bowling's Product and Marketing Manager for Consumer Products. The new Honor Roll Hybrid Reactive Cover Stock is Brunswick's newest creation based off our performance-enhancing additive chemistry technology. Honor Roll Hybrid Cover Stock offers more length, improved versatility, and stronger back-end reaction.
A few months ago, Brunswick came out with the Mastermind. The Mastermind has been terrific. It's done extremely well in a lot of big tournaments, and we're very happy with the bowling ball. This ball goes coast to coast. It can recover from just about anywhere. Now we have the Mastermind Genius. The two balls together complement each other so well. If you have the Mastermind or the Mastermind Genius in your hand, you're going to do just fine. As you're watching the cones, the reason for the cones is for you to see where the ball is at the arrows and where the ball is at the break point. Now, watching the bowling balls, you'll notice the ones that hook more, they'll be further away from the first cone on the inside and further away from the second cone on the outside and end up in the same place. So it shows you how much more one ball is hooking compared to another, but neither one of them hooks early, which is the really important part.
Be smart, get a Genius, and it's gonna blow your mind. When the lanes start breaking down and you need to move in a little bit more, you can go to the Genius and it'll allow you to swing it a little bit to the right, get it through the heads, and then still recover and hit the pins hard. You don't have to throw the ball perfect each time to strike. Even though you might miss it a little left, a little right, just don't get at the bottom of the swing, it's still going to recover and go through the pins and hit really hard.
The Mastermind Genius produces easy length through the heads, securing traction in the mid lane with unsurpassed back-end flip, providing an incredibly powerful ball motion on medium to heavy oil lane conditions.
One thing consistent with the Mastermind series of bowling balls is the cover technology. We put a really big, strong cover on the original Mastermind, and we just basically tweaked that cover into the Genius to give it a little bit more length and a little bit more down lane motion. If you're a bowler with a lot of speed and a little bit lower rev, the Mastermind series of bowling balls is going to be a great go-to for you.
Intelligent versatility, brilliant back end, mind-blowing pin carry. This ball is a stroke of genius. Thank you for considering Brunswick the leader in bowling technology.
Midwestern Junior Tournaments presents a live stream event from Frontier Lanes with support from Ebonite, Bowl to Win, Hammer, Nothing Hits Like a Hammer, Track, Columbia 300, Storm, the Bowlers Company, Rotogrit, King of them all, Motive, Brunswick, DV8, Damn Good Bowling, 900 Global, produced by Matt Turek and tournament coordinator Ricky Masco, commentary by Joey Petzel and Brendan Pick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it for all the marbles. This is the championship match here at Frontier Lanes for this, the scratch division, as we have the number 3 seed Ben Pallardy will be taking on the number 1 seed Ryan Patterson. For anyone that wants to know how these two got here, Ryan Patterson finished the 6-game qualifying as a number 1 seed, shooting 13.66, as Ben Pallardy shot 13.06. Ryan Patterson went on to bowl Mick Eaton, who won both of his games to advance as the number 1 seed, as Ben Pallardy loses the first one, wins the second one by total, to advance as the number 3 seed. From there on, Ben Pallardy went on to beat A.J. Johnson, the number 4 seed, 200 to 189. And then Ben Pallardy just defeated Kyle Sherman, 213
To 166.
to 166. And this is where we're at, the final match. Who are you picking out to win here?
Well, you know, I'm impressed by Ben's run, but Ryan Patterson has just thrown the ball so well today. He's been throwing that new IQ Tour Fusion almost all day. Started the day pumping it right up 10 and has, followed it left. And that ball so far today has been reading the backs better than anyone else's. And the plus 166 for 6 games shows it.
I think it's going to be a really interesting match. I'm going to go with I'm going to represent my LU team. I'm going to pull Ben Pallardy out on this. But it can go any way. That's the thing. I really think Ben can do it because he's been bowling these last 2 games. And he's also bowled on 5 and 6 the first game. So he kind of knows how these lanes will play out a little bit.
That is definitely an advantage here. And 5 and 6, for those of you who remember, played really just kind of awkwardly. 6 just wouldn't react to the end of the lane. It would go through the front and then keep going, while 5 was just the opposite. It would catch early and go through the face, and A.J. Johnson had a lot of problems that unfortunately led to his loss.
It's going to be an interesting finals match here, as both bowlers are going to be pretty much wrapping up here in a little bit. Just a little friendly reminder, anyone that is listening that is interested in any of the MJTs, the next MJT that is going to be taking place is April 13th at St. Charles Lanes, which is located on First Capitol Drive, which is right by the campus of Lindenwood University. It is a $50 entry fee, $55 the day of. To reserve your spot for the $50, you have to pay $25 in advance. You can pay that on the website using the PayPal, or you can pay cash to me, Joey Patzel, or the tournament coordinator, Ricky Matsko. Or if you have a credit card, you can use the PayPal in front with Ricky. He has it all hooked up to his phone, and you can pay it in front of him. Looks like both these bowlers are going to be wrapping up here, getting ready. We are waiting for the signal to get this match on their way. As you see it right there, Ricky Matsko down in there, getting the names in, getting everything set up and ready for this final match. As once again, Ben Pallardy is going to start off leading this game off. Every time he's done it, he's won.
That's true, and he will get to finish on what appeared to be his better lane, lane 6.
Coming a little high, leaving the 610, and it still looks like that lane's going to be a trouble for at least Ben, and we'll find out for whenever Ryan gets over there.
Yeah, I really think this match is going to come down to who can figure out how to get the ball down lane on 5.
He converts a spare easily. Now, Ryan Patterson is one of the few guys that I know that came into this event being the number 1 seed. I think the last person that has been the number 1 seed to make it all the way to the finals was Christian Ascona, and that was last year when we had the MJT at Plaza Lanes, and he came out victorious, coming out winning the MJT. See if Ryan Patterson can be the second person to be the number 1 seed throughout the whole tournament.
A little flat there on the 10 pin, but overall a pretty good shot. look to run it in here and keep the match even.
And easily converts to 10 pin.
And Ryan, if I'm not mistaken, is actually from West Virginia.
I believe he is actually. The only other person I know that, if I'm not positive, if he is, the only other person I know that's from out there is Amanda Green, a former Lindenwood bowler. Ryan get this one right, leaving the 1-2-4-10.
Kind of just wings one there.
I think he was realizing what happened with Ben, and then maybe even remember with AJ that getting that ball in, it's going to jump. So maybe he was trying to get it right through it, but didn't have enough.
Very hastily converts the spare.
Very nice conversion to keep the game clean through 2.
So where is Ben from?
Ben is from Kentucky, I believe just a little bit outside of Louisville.
So we have a Kentuckian versus a West Virginian, a two-hander versus a one-hander, all here at the MJT.
We have it all. We've had two two-handers, a righty and a lefty. A lefty at the age of 11 who throws the ball really good. And an easily shot. As Ben's going to come up. See if he can get back after that 6 spare. And this one looks a little bit in, but it holds. I don't know how I felt about that shot. I feel like even if I threw that, I really wouldn't feel confident.
Yeah, it never really read the lane, but that's almost not a bad thing. If he's trapped in the pocket there, maybe it was an errant shot, but if when you're missing, you're throwing it like that, that's not necessarily a bad place to miss.
And it looks like we're having a little problem here with the scores. It doesn't look like any of the scores have moved. Well, now we've seemed to run into a little bit of a technical difficulty here.
We'll get these scores corrected here in a second.
As there's Ricky Masco, our tournament director. Done a very good job today running another good tournament. Definitely making sure that everything is getting situated and back to where it was. Yeah, sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. This was an unexpected situation that happened that we are trying to get fixed and solved.
And just like that, the scores are fixed. After that short delay, Ryan's going to step up here on 6 and try to answer back to Ben's double.
And that was a good shot to get back into it.
Yes, yes, it was.
Well, we got the score correction fixed, but now arrows here are not cooperating with us. Yeah, definitely sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen, especially we were not expecting this to happen. We're trying to do the best we can. So once we get the situation fixed, we'll be back and going. As there we go, though. They have reversed, as we will get this match back on their way. And here comes Ryan Patterson trying to put a double up to Ben Pallardy's double in the second and third frame. And that was 10 to the pit.
There seemed to be no problem there on lane 5.
No, not on that shot. Now, Pallardy needs to definitely get a strike here to get back into this. A strike here will keep him in the lead and a little comfort zone.
Needs to go through it.
Coming a little high, leaving the 310.
Ben will have to look for the baby split conversion here, and try to bounce back to keep this match as close as he can.
I'm going to be interested to see what happens on lane 5, especially with how that last shot was. I'm thinking that even if that was my shot, I probably would move a little bit left, let that ball actually roll a little.
Oh.
As he chops the 1. So he takes off the 3 pin, as he now has a 76 in the 4th. And now he's just going to try to have to bounce back. And here comes Pallardy. And that one carries out the 7 pin to leave just the 6 pin.
Fortunate not to split there. Fortunate not to split.
And that's what I'm talking about right there, is that last shot might have struck, but how often can you repeat it doing the same thing? So I feel like, especially on that left lane, Pallardy's going to have to get left and get in front of that hold.
I completely agree. For now, he will have to settle for running in a 6 pin for a 9 spare.
And he converts it. Payouts for this game: second place is going to walk away with $145, and first place is going to walk out with a nice little chunk of cash of $290.
Not too shabby for a day's work.
Not shabby at all.
Ryan's looking for the turkey.
Coming up light, leaving the 5 pin. Just looked like that ball didn't have enough to read at the end.
Spare shouldn't be a problem. Looking at a 9 pin match with the conversion here.
And he converts it easily. as Ryan gets set on lane 5. Try to extend this 9-pin lead. Oh, man. Coming a little high, leaving the Greek church.
Yeah, you ran into that early check that has been plaguing bowlers on lane 5, and now we'll most likely just look for count here.
This is the time to get 3 and hope that you can get lucky with it.
There's the 3. No luck.
So 108 in the 6 after that 5-3 split, as Ben Pallardy now has a chance to put a 96 up in the 5th with a mark, which could which would definitely jump him in the first place with a mark in the 6th frame.
Oh.
Good shot, flat 10.
Traps the pocket, but with a spare here, will take the lead.
As an easy spare conversion there for Ben Pallardy. And that 9 spare is going to give him the lead after this next shot.
Both of these players were to strike off the screen right now. Ben would win by 7 pins.
Pallardy steps up on lane 5 in the 7th frame.
Oh,
This one's in. Goes Brooklyn.
Ben continues his string of fortunate Brooklyns.
I said he's done this every game, and it's
least
at
once.
crucial moment to at least either take the lead or to add the icing on the cake.
But you know, when you're bowling on a challenging pattern, if where you're playing, when you miss, goes Brooklyn, that might be the place to be.
It could be. It's just the problem is can you consistently get the carry?
So far, he has.
Yeah. As Ryan Patterson, 10 in the pit on that shot.
Angry strike.
As it's a 7-pin difference going into the 8th frame here. As Ryan Patterson will finish out the game next time he comes up. So how, if you're in the position, what would you rather do? Would you rather throw the 10th first or wait and see what happens?
Oh, I throw it first. I get out the way. I let the pressure be on them. I would rather put it on them because I control the tempo. I would control, what happens.
That's a fast 8 right there, leaving the 4-7.
That was not a bad shot.
Not at all. As he converts the spare, giving him a 128 in the 7th frame. Possible 208 if he punches out. Ben Pallardy, on the other hand, can punch out for a 235.
And the scores in these quarter, semi, and final matches all just go to show that the patterns we put out here are not easy. And these are some high-quality bowlers.
Mm-hmm.
That looks a little better.
Checking a little high, leaving the 9-pin. As this is still a close game.
And not striking there keeps this match within
The 7
pins.
And he easily converts the 9-pin. Now it's time for Pallery to come up into the 9th frame, at least put a strike on the board to get that pressure on Ryan for the first one in the 9th. Well, to get at least the 9th one and then put some pressure on in the 10th.
He has got to figure out a way to conquer this lane 5.
Gets through, leaving this 4-7, almost leaving the 10-pin up there. But the bright side now is that he doesn't have to go on that lane anymore.
No.
But Ryan can come up and put 4 in a row, and that would be it. If Ryan wants to win this, he at least needs the next 3. And then count.
Well, that would lock him out, yeah.
As Ben converts the spare. And now Ryan's going to step up and see if he can finish this game out.
Really wants this one.
That looked good. Oh,
Great
he got
shot.
it. There's the first one. Now, like we just said a little bit ago, he needs the next 2 to at least
To lock.
to lock it.
He can still win no matter what he does. It'll just doubling here.
He needs a double 6
Yeah.
to at least lock out. But if he can if he gets the first one, that at least puts pressure on Ben to get the next 2.
A strike forces a strike, folks.
That one comes high, leaving the 6-10, and there's the dreaded 5. That lane is just. It's a doozy. Spares it.
Runs it in. High count will force a mark out of Ben for the championship.
And there's the strike.
And you get it when you don't need it, man.
Yeah.
That's all right. Regardless of what happens, hell of a day for Ryan Patterson.
Now, all Ben Pallery needs to do is mark. Mark and keep it on the lane.
He needs a fair count.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Leaves a 3-6-10.
Folks, it comes down to this. Ben needs a spare and 9 pins.
This is going to be very, very interesting. We could see that roll off.
Spare and 8, and we have a possibility of a tie.
If there is a tie, ladies and gentlemen, it is a roll off. And it's high ball wins, and you keep going.
Needs the spare.
Converts the spare. Now he needs 9. A 9 count will secure the win.
8 tie, anything less, and it's a loser.
8 to tie, 9 to win. You do not want to throw another 7 count.
You do not want to throw another 7 count. Wide right doesn't come back. And we have a tie.
It's a tie. Ladies and gentlemen, this championship match is going to come down to a roll-off. 1-ball roll-off. High count wins. You bolt strike. You flip lanes.
I've been asking for this all day, Joey.
You've been calling.
Oh, I've been
You've been asking for this since the round of 8, and now your wish has come true.
Thank you. Folks, I think it was worth a little delay early in the game.
Ricky Masco informing us the information. 1-ball roll-off. Here we go. Ben Pallardy's going to take the first shot up on 6. Now, I feel like this might be an advantage. You just went 7, came up high on an 8 count. That one's still a little bit in. There's another 8. So now all Ryan needs to do
9.
9. Strike 9 or tie it up.
Heck, Ryan, I'm sure you'd love to win, but I would not mind if you threw an 8 count here. I love the suspense.
Next thing you know, we're here for 30 minutes later. This is the 40th round of the tiebreaker. That would be insane.
Ryan looks to put this tournament away. 9 or more, and the title is his.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
That's a 7 count. And Ben Pallardy is going to come out as the winner due to a roll-off.
In the roll-off.
To a roll-off. Unbelievable. As we're going to get our usual going here. We're going to bring in the tournament champ. So, Ben Pallardy, first tournament in college, comes out victorious. First tournament at the MJT, victorious in a roll-off. Who would have expected that?
He knows how to show up. 7 to 8, guys. That's how tough these are. Both of these bowlers have won tournaments in the collegiate levels,
and
at 2 very elite programs.
Expect Ryan to be back, and I'm pretty sure he'll come out victorious, winning another one coming up. As we're gonna have Ryan come in, sit down with us. Ryan, first off, congratulations, good bowling today.
All right, thank you.
Going through the qualifying rounds, what was going through your mind?
Well, first game I started with my IQ solid, and I was playing straight, and I was on the right end of the house on 15-16, and I had a pretty good look, but then I was looking down, and I saw AJ and Riley. They were putting up some good scores, so I decided to make the jump in, and that ball was just a little too, I would say, rolly, so I pulled out my IQ Fusion. I just showed Friday, and it matched up really good.
Coming into this final match, we've realized lane 5 was a doozy. Was it a challenge out there?
Yeah, in qualifying, I hit that pair and only shot 179, and lane 5 gave me troubles. And then I tried some other balls in practice on that lane, and I decided to stick with my Fusion. I just didn't make some good shots, but it was really tough.
Yeah, it seemed like a tough pattern. You got anything you would like to add?
No, nice bowling today, Ryan. Averaging 227 on a relatively commanding condition for qualifying, and then that first match against Mick, did he scare you a little bit there?
Yeah, Mick's a good bowler. I've watched him bowl in college and stuff, and I've watched him bowl in these, and I knew I was going to have a very easy match. I knew he could make shots. I just got a break at the end and moved on.
All right, we'd like to thank you. Thank you for bowling. Congratulations on the 2nd place, and I don't see why we wouldn't be seeing you later on winning more of these, winning with some of these events.
All right, thank you.
No problem. And that was Ryan Patterson, finishing 2nd place, winning $145 here at the Midwestern Junior Tournament at Frontier Lanes. In a little bit, we'll be getting Ben Pallardy to be coming in our booth, and we will be interviewing the champion when we get him in here. So, how did you feel today went?
Oh, I think the tournament ran very smooth. Ricky runs a great program here, and I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank you guys for letting me join in the booth. I had a blast. It was my first time commentating. I hope you guys asked me back.
I would not mind to have you sitting right next to me in the booth again. Maybe if you're not doing anything April 13th when we go to St. Charles.
I think I am free.
You hear that, Ricky? But I enjoy you broadcasting, and definitely still gonna wait around and see if we can get the champion in here, even though he's taking a while.
Yeah, and I'm this is actually the first MJT. Ricky and I had talked a lot. Ricky and I are good friends, and I was one of the ones who encouraged him to bring it back, and glad to see it doing so well. But now we have Ben Pallardy joining us.
Ben Pallardy in here with us, the number 3 seed going into the roll-off. Ben, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
What was going through your mind throughout qualifying, step ladders, and then even into the quarters and semis?
Well, I wasn't throwing the ball real good, so it was a struggle to find really any bright sides. I was shooting my spares okay, but when it came down to it, I really didn't execute, and I just basically squeaked out with a win.
Going into that roll-off, after leaving that 8 count, were you expecting at least him to get a 9 or something?
Honestly, no. I mean, I figured both of us were really struggling on that lane, especially. In the first match, I struggled on the left lane, then it just switched. So.
Yeah. You got anything you would like to add?
Just throughout the day, you snuck through, got to snap ladders, and it's not a bad trio of guys to beat running up the ladder there.
It's a little boost of confidence, but at the same time, I won not throwing the ball too good, and Kyle fouled in the 10th frame to basically leave it wide open.
So, not a bad finish for your first MJT.
No.
Are we going to see you come back?
When's the next one?
April 13th at St. Charles.
Are we at Nationals?
No, that's next week.
I guess I'm bowling.
All right. You think about this. Your first collegiate tournament, you come out, you win it.
Second.
Yeah, you're second, but okay, your second collegiate tournament, the first one where you bowl all 6 games, you come out and you win it. And now you come out to the MJT and win this one. Ben, congratulations.
Joey.
We'll be seeing you around. All right, that was Ben Pallardy. We'll definitely be getting Ricky and Matt back into the booth. On a personal note, I would like to say good luck to all the collegiate bowlers that have bowled this and then that are watching. Good luck to the sectionals that you will be going at on Friday for the singles, and then the team events. I hope your team makes it and advances to Reno. That would be really fun. I hope my team does. I hope his team does. It would be a fun time to go to Reno for singles and all that. As our tournament director, Ricky Masco, is here.
Tournament director.
Wow.
The tournament.
Wow.
Well,
Just
I
crazy.
It was a definitely interesting tournament.
Yes.
I don't think it was as crazy as the last one, but a roll-off.
Well, let's think about it. We had a match where a Brooklyn wins it, a foul in the 10th frame, a tie roll-off again
with an 8 count.
With an 8 count.
An 8 count as the winner.
The funny thing is that we were saying there's going to be a roll-off when we were in the roll,
I was begging.
And that's the best ending that you can have. Like, that is the coolest. That's all you could ask for, is to have a roll-off. That just makes the most exciting TV. Well, besides the 300.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Sometime that's going to come soon.
Yeah.
And if you go back and look at your stepladder finals here, we had been projecting a relatively lower scoring pace, and while it didn't really show up in qualifying, here in the stepladders in this section of the house, we had 1 200 and 1 214, and everything else was 190, 180s.
It looked like 5 and 6 was the tough pair in the house.
I was about to ask, because I know lane 5 gave everyone that did the roll-off, and then even in qualifying, a little bit of a doozy on that.
Yeah, and from what I heard from the bowlers on lane 6, there's a little bit of a space in the right past the arrows in that little gap that causes you hit some spots, and the ball actually jumps a little bit. So that causes a different reaction than if you're bowling on a smooth surface on 5.
Yeah,
So
lane 5 and 6 was definitely a challenge for most bowlers.
Yep.
5 to me, it just looked like it kept reading up. 6, if you got that thing right, it was not reading.
Yeah, and even Ben, in the first game at least, I'm not sure about that last game, was using 2 different balls on both lanes.
Yeah.
So, that just goes to show you how reading that on the lane, like these bowlers out here are just awesome at doing things like that. So credit to him for really stepping up and realizing what he needs to do. And I mean, just such a good match, such a good finish. So
I'm just gonna throw this out here. The cut was negative 41, and I said negative 44.
Wow.
And it took to the last game to get to that.
I was looking right for so long, man.
You were right there the whole time. He was like, +8, +6, +4. I'm like, oh, man, he's going to be close. You were negative 10. I'm like, no. And then negative 41. I was like, oh.
You guys didn't even give me a chance to double up my my prediction scores.
What would you have said?
Honestly, it would have been a lot lower. Well, no, 4400, no, that would have been close. But
he would have said minus 41.
Well, you got to think the PBA. Well, not the PBA, but the actual USBC Masters for this. The cut score was 204. So to put it on that perspective, that we have bowlers today, 21 and under, that would have made the cut at the USBC Masters.
Just saying.
That is pretty impressive. We have an amazing, talented bunch that come out here, and we just hope that if you're at home watching, if you're listening, if you have this watching on YouTube, and you think you have what it takes, come on out, because I mean we welcome everyone. We have a handicap division, we have a scratch division, we have payouts that are just I believe that are some of the best in the St. Louis area.
They are very good payouts.
And I mean a $50 tournament that is, I feel like we asked the bowlers what they wanted. We put out a survey. We tried to modify it as best as we could to get it to appeal to the most amount of people out there, and we listened, and hopefully they'll realize that that's what we're going for. So this tournament is for the bowlers.
Hopefully they do. Just a reminder for everyone, the next MJT is April 13th at St. Charles Lanes, which is located on First Capitol Drive. It's a $50 tournament, 25 deposits to reserve your spot. You could do that either PayPal on the actual MJT website. You could pay the cash to me or Ricky himself. Or if you run into Ricky and you'd rather pay by credit card, he has a little PayPal account that you can just swipe the
credit
card.
card swiper now, so we're moving on up. So.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And then anyone else that is listening, May 18th, it is a all-age tournament. It's not a 21 and under. So, for instance, I could bowl this if I wanted to.
Yep.
But I think I might just sit back and broadcast then, because I'm enjoying this more than going out there and probably losing $50 and not seeing anything of it.
Absolutely, having to go to this field. Ryan Patterson coming in. Thank you.
But yeah, to see the talent that's just been coming out here from last one at Kingpin, and then I'm even talking about from Crest last year and Plaza. We've had a lot of good tournaments, a lot of big bowlers come out and win, and every time we've run one of this, we have not had a repeating champ. There's always been somebody new, and this is the best part about it. It's just showing you there's so much talent out there that anybody can come out and win this.
And it's so cool to be, we've had Joey, we've had Matt for so long. We've got Brendan here joining us for his first tournament, and it's so cool to see the evolution of it, to finally get that support. I mean, we can't thank the bowling companies enough. Ebonite, DV8, Brunswick, all the EBI International, 900 Global, Motive, just more than supportive, and it's awesome. It's such a cool experience to have that, be a part of the MJTs. So
it is definitely really cool to see from what's all been put into this from literally a year ago. How much do you think? About a couple $100 have been put in this whole thing?
Yeah, it is.
And we're trying to we're still making improvements, and there's going to be a lot more improvements later on down the road.
Exactly, yeah. By the end of the year, I mean, we're hoping to just have a live stream that is second to none. I mean, I just love the aspect of live streaming, and I know that, like Armando, his mom gets to watch from California.
Yeah.
All these college kids coming out here, and their family gets to watch. I mean, we have Ben, who lives in Yorkshire, England. His parents can watch.
Yeah.
It's such a cool experience to be able to do something like that for the families, because they just appreciate it so much, and the support is just overwhelming. It's so cool to see that.
Well, once again, Ricky, thank you once again for inviting me into the booth. It was another awesome tournament.
Not a problem.
Just like I said, reminder, April 13th, sign up for the next MJT. We're all going to be there. I'm hoping to see all you guys out there.
We're all going to be there?
I'm going to try to get you back in the booth with me. I had a lot of fun with you in here.
And one thing that I do want to make sure to mention, we had Spencer Robarge, second place in our handicap division, 11 years old, he's already averaging 190.
195.
195.
Well, yeah, he was 195. I think he entered in, 195, and then just the improvements that he's made, and he's 11 years old, and he's going to his second junior gold. And what he's doing is he's actually making bracelets, and we're supporting him by selling him for $1, or they're selling for $1, and we all have him on today. So if you want information on how to support Spencer on his quest to junior gold, send us a message on Facebook, message on mjtbowling.com. You can contact me directly, Ricky at MJT Bowling, and we'll direct you how to get in touch with him and support this young man's amazing. He's
got a bright
awesome.
future.
Yeah, absolutely. To come up with something like that for junior gold, I went when I was 18. I didn't even have that thought,
Yeah, the first one I went to was when I was 16. So,
yeah,
like I said, this kid's doing something I've never done at the age of 11, and he is killing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and he's got a bright future ahead of him, and definitely look forward to seeing him in future MJTs. So.
Absolutely.
For those of you who don't know, Ricky Matsko constantly builds this. He's listening. He's asking people what they want. When people come to him with these ideas, how to help themselves, he's one of the first people to jump on the board. So I just want to say thanks, Ricky. Thanks for letting me be here, and congratulations on running a fantastic event.
Thank you, Brendan. And this is, from what I heard, this is your first commentary, sitting in. We've talked bowling before, and even last night you were just like, this is the first time.
I was excited. I was so nervous.
And you
so nervous.
Absolutely knocked it out of the park.
He did awesome.
This is a great team right here. And we want you guys, if you guys are watching live, if you comment us on Facebook, Twitter, if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure to tell these guys how great of a job they're doing, because this is just passion right here. This is a passion for the sport. So whoever said bowling's dying, man, it's
I already talked about that in the beginning.
Dying, it's not dying, it is thriving. So let's get some youths out here. Let's get you guys paid. Let's get you guys scholarship, 21 and under, or for our May 18th and June 29th. Anybody. It's anybody's game. So.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up this broadcast. We would like to thank everyone that is watching or has watched. We're hoping that you would all tune in on April 13th when we are at St. Charles Lanes. Once again, I'm Joey Petzelt. This is the tournament coordinator, Ricky Matsko. Alongside me commentating was Brandon Pick and Matt Turek. He was alongside broadcasting and doing all of our replays, so we'd like to thank him.
And Katie also.
Katie for doing the replays too. Come on in.
Great job.
She was doing a lot for us. So.
And we got to thank Sydney Barnes
Sydney
also
Barnes.
Doing behind the. She actually really stepped up this tournament and really helped us with scoring and everything like that. Without her, this tournament would have just fallen apart. So. Thank you to Sydney.
All right. Once again, I'm Joey. This is Ricky, Brandon, Matt, and Katie. Signing off till April 13th. Hoping to see all you at the next MJT.
Congratulations,
Ben
and Landon Richards.